Hello everybody, there's plenty of things that are happening in the gaming world, but I ain't reporting on it today. I instead am doing a person-made quiz for which clan would want you IRL, because my brain is really not doing too well right now. I haven't played a video game in like a week, because I've just felt tired and overworked and tired. And I am now having a headache, which is, yay, amazing. I love those. They're great. But effectively, I tend to have these kind of swings where for months on end I will feel almost crippled in some way or another, mostly in the lethargic department, where I can't do much. That's just life. So let's not do much together, because I miss interacting with people, and this is as much of a game as I have played in a very long while. I've noticed that many clan personality tests try to determine which clan you would prefer rather than the other way around. In a minor twist, more indicative of the sire-child selection process that the child, i.e. you, has no say in, I'm asking which vampire of a given clan would be most likely to choose you in the real world, assuming they exist, blah blah. I finally made a short quiz to help this thread reach its full potential. It's my very first quiz. Don't expect great things. This was posted on April 2019 in Bloodlines 2 general discussions, and considering that is a boiling pot of hatred that doesn't go away, we may as well celebrate the nice little things, just player-made quizzes, because you know what, why not? Also, I have like this pentagram with the little ankh that I bought from Etsy, and I absolutely love it because it goes great with my occultist outfit. That is really just a black dress with a hood. Yeah, I wanted to praise myself because you can never see it on camera. If you won a multi-billion-dollar lottery, how would you spend it? Well, multi-million. If I won a multi-billion-dollar lottery, wow, that would be one heck of a lottery. I would give it all away to close friends and immediate family. I never cared about money, so they would appreciate it more. I don't know anyone that would pick that option, honestly, because everybody's kind of half starving and you kind of need money to live. I give most of it away to my favorite charities, as many as possible, while still leaving the donations large enough to make a difference. I would go back to college and study what I dreamt of when I was young. No need to have a practical job now. I would pay off my debts and save the rest. I wouldn't. I would save it and spend it only on the interest, if anything. I would invest all of it, aiming to double the winnings within 5 to 10 years. I'm not entirely sure. I might open a business or build my dream home or travel the world. Gambling with some of the winnings might be fun. I would buy a new home, a new car, or 5, and new everything, really. I've never been satisfied with my income could get, and now all of that will change. I kind of would want to go back to college and study things, but it's more about the obscure things that give you absolutely no benefit at all. Like, I started following interesting people on Twitter, and I know of a lady that does studies in mythos in literature from Russia. There's also a PhD that you can get in Gothic literature. There is a PhD that you can get in Victorian dressmaking. It is not a skill that you can use in real life, hence why I am not gonna spend £8,000 on a master's and then £8,000 on a PhD. That's more money than I actually have. But if you had all the time in the world and all the money, there's so many completely useless topics that might be fun to do just for the heck of it. But at the same time, you don't really need to go to college for that. You can study all of the things that aren't actual college subjects in the leisure of your home, which is what I am doing at my free time. I'm studying occult at the leisure of my home in my free time because that is fun. It is not very useful. It is fun. If you could have one wish granted, what would it be? Power! To instantly be a leader of a nation or CEO of a company. True love. To be in love and loved in equal measure. A true rarity. To end poverty across the world, every single person would magically get $50,000 each year above and beyond my income they may earn. You know this would just devalue money, right? Like, everything would just cost a lot more, right? That's what that would achieve. To have absolute knowledge of the human body. Every disease could be treated, every mental disorder. To be famous, a celebrity, adored by the world. Time travel, so I could go back and live in a simpler world or forward to where the world's been vastly improved. All I know is I don't belong here. To create a new continent in the middle of the ocean, Pacific, Atlantic, or Indian, and place all the world's endangered species there. Now, no people are allowed to live there. You know what? We're gonna go with time travel just because I would love to have a either multi-dimensional or time machine. That sounds like the best thing in the world until you encounter any other human being in history and then they try to burn you at the stake for being a witch. How often do you use social media? Sometimes I use it heavily, then I get tired of it and ignore for a month. Pretty often, I mostly read what others are saying and rarely say much myself. Just enough to keep in touch with important people. I don't care for it otherwise. Constantly, I need to see what my friends are doing and show that what I'm up to. I don't use it unless my colleagues demand it. I have better things to do with my time. Fairly often, I mostly use it for news and current events. I don't use it at all. You know what? I'm gonna say fairly often. I shitpost on Twitter as my Twitter feed updates because that's what I like doing. My Facebook has been sitting there without being updated for absolute ages now because I need that for the professional side of me. That has never seen all of this. My professional side of me still has nice black and white pictures that I could use if I ever needed to send my CV to some real places. And that also includes having no personality whatsoever, no hobbies, and no interests. So I have social media that I keep scrubbed clean. What do you see when you look in the mirror? I see the image I want others to see. I've always believed in projecting your best qualities. That includes dressing and styling properly, among other things. Sometimes I like what I see, but not always. Some days I think my nose looks funny, other days my chin. Some days, though, I think I look great. I admire all the work I put into staying fit, and I wonder where I can improve. I look and wonder what perfection really is. Why do we look different to different people? Why do we see ourselves differently than others see us? It's a shame none of it really makes sense. I don't see much because there's nothing special about me. I'm not vain and I don't like to study myself. Myself, exactly as I am. For better or for worse, I don't delude myself. I see my flaws, I try to obscure them in whatever ways I can. I'll go with the second option. My own perception of myself changes at random, and it's really bit it's bit weird. Sometimes you approach to the mirror and you're like, I swear my eyes have changed shape and size since the last time I looked at myself. Interesting, but yeah, I for the most part, I try to look to myself the way that I would like myself to look. So I don't actually dislike myself. It took a while to get here, but here we are. What's your opinion of spiders? They're disgusting but necessary, I guess. They're good at what they do. Anything skilled is worth respecting. Have a certain beauty to them. Wonder how their body functions. Their spinnerets, their webs, how they can jump with such spindly legs, how they see with so many eyes. Childish to be afraid of anything without reason. If you live in a region with poisonous spiders, learn to properly identify and avoid them. Harsh! I kill them or spare them depending on how creepy they look. Nature usually when something's ugly, it's by design. It means stay away. You know what? We're gonna say that spiders are skilled. I don't hate them, but at the same time, I don't want to be too near them. Too near being on me or really close. Sometimes you like go and take a shower and in the middle of shower you see a spider like directly making a web right above you and you're like, for God's sakes, don't fall on me. That's not the kind of experience that I want to have today. Could you not? What do you prize most in potential romantic partner? Beauty. If I can't stand to look at you across a dinner table, how can I pretend to care about your personality? Intellect. The mind should stimulate the body, not vice versa. Independence. I don't like the idea of being needed or used. I want an equal. Matching sense of humor. I hate having to worry whether I would say something offensive. Kindness, to put up with my foibles. Ambition, I don't suffer layabouts, those content with their own mediocrity. Passion, people without it are dull and robotic. I want somebody that can make me laugh. I mean, I have somebody that can make me laugh, but effectively, humor keeps you from getting depressed. So if you can get a partner that cheers you up, that would be your ideal partner. Well, my ideal partner, really. Pretend you're placed in an episode of Twilight Zone. Which scenario would you find most troubling? You're on a plane. You see monster on the wing. No one else sees it. They all ignore your warnings. You know what? That is not a nightmare scenario. That would be something to work towards to achieve. Sorry, a crazy guy knocking on our window interrupted this recording, so I lost my train of thought. But yes, if you see things that are not quite tied down to the floor, appearing and disappearing, and not quite so innocent, that is bloody cool. That's awesome. That is awesome. Don't try and warn other people. They would think that you're crazy. Do try and talk with said entity to figure out what the hell it is, because that sounds friggin' amazing. You see evil everywhere. You wish that there was a way to mark evil people. Suddenly your wish comes true, and then you find you have the evil mark. Once again, pretty metal, man. You can change the world at will with only a thought. You quickly become a hated tyrant. You wake up in a smooth, cylindrical room with an open roof. You're trapped there with a few other people. It turns out you're a child's doll in a trash can. Oof! You're the only ugly person in a world full of beautiful people. You have a massive library of books all to yourself, but you've broken your reading glasses. Oh, God bless you. God bless you, whoever is having that innocent nightmare. You're beautiful, trapped in a world of ugly people who call you ugly. I am gonna go with the trash can scenario. Even though the changing the world thing is also quite disturbing, it's just that you're sitting in the trash can just like awaiting your true fate, and that's terrifying. You're like, am I gonna get incinerated or what? What type of student were you in high school? I tried to get into the goth clique, but he didn't like me. There was the only oddball clique in my entire school. It was a small town. No, I didn't really belong anywhere, but no one was stupid enough to bully me either. Oh, plenty of people were stupid enough to bully me, and yeah. Top of my class, debate champion, a bit of a teacher's pet, not a nerd though. I was respected by teachers and students alike. I was plenty of smart, but like kinda not the absolute top, and I would never have had enough self-confidence to do a debate about anything. I knew everyone worth knowing. School never was about studying things as much as people, and in that field I excelled. I knew nobody. I neglected subjects I didn't care about and immersed myself in the ones I liked. Consequently, I had a mixed report cards of A's and C's. I had a few friends, a few enemies. Couldn't wait until it was over. I took my studies seriously, but not too seriously. I had a lot of good friends, went to the state championship in football. I might have had a little something to do with that. I sat alone in cafeteria, except for when I used to talk to those 2 foreign exchange students, but otherwise alone. All the talking was annoying. I just wanted to eat and go. Couldn't wait until it was over. Was probably, yeah, that was me. I actually excelled enough in order to do 2 years of high school in 1 year, which was hell, and I wouldn't suggest that anyone else would ever subject themselves to it. It's just not worth it. Not what that did to me. Not worth it. But effectively, I was a smart person, and I did score better on some tests than some top students in the class. But I wasn't the absolute top of the class. I would struggle. In a system from 1 being really bad grade and 10 being really good grade, I kept on getting like 7s and 8s on average, and I tried my damnedest, and I really couldn't understand the social kids. Later on, I had the chance to have a discussion with the social kids, only to realize that they hate their life as well, and that everybody's kind of been pretending this whole time. So, yeah, my memories of high school ain't the bestest, but I don't think that anyone had good memories of high school, honestly. If you could have one comic book superpower, a classic one, which would it be? Magneto's ability to manipulate metal. Just imagine emptying all the banks! Well, technically you'll need bits of iron to carry the gold bars or cash. Get the idea. Flight! Imagine the freedom. The ability to control weather. Droughts and floods would be a thing of the past. Invisibility. It would be super interesting novel for a while. Super strength. And a toned body to match. Telepathy, so I know exactly why people don't like me. Whatever Doctor Strange does, all of that. You know what, Doctor Strange sounds like a wizard. So whatever he has, all of that. When you're feeling a bit out of sorts, what cheers you up? I don't lose control, I keep myself busy, which is the best way to stave off depression before it even begins. I use my surroundings. I have little mementos and decorations to remind me of happier times and places. I go for a walk outside anywhere. Getting away from glowing screens even for a few minutes helps to clear my mind. Exercise. The more strenuous the better. The rush always clears my mind. I keep trashy fiction around for such occasions, if only to laugh at all the terrible writing. I write it out rather than fight it. Fighting depression is like fighting a flu. You just can't really. It comes and goes when it wants. I get lost in games, sometimes for days. I'm actually the opposite. If my mood hits too low, I can't play video games whatsoever, because that requires too much engagement. I do actually try and go for very long walks, which normally happen in the middle of the night, and normally get everybody to look at me like I'm super weird. Like, last time I went out for a walk, I ran into the same dude twice because he was circling around on a bicycle. And he was like, "You again? What are you doing?" And I'm like, I'm just slowly walking around a single circle because people find it weird. People find it weird when you're going somewhere without like a clear direction or thing. They go, "What? You're here to fish? You're here to walk your dog?" It's like, no, I'm here to walk until my legs hurt and admire the moon and the water. Please leave me alone. Yeah, it tires you out, and it helps. Oh! Malkavian! Hey, the last time I did this, I somehow managed to score Tremere, so I'm like 1 point off, probably. Welcome to Hell, Duckling. If you thought you were always a bit off before, well, think again. You just play nuts now, and it's only gonna get worse. Voices, hallucinations, delusions, paranoid fantasies. Oh my, you get them all eventually, but you'll learn to cope, or not. No one cares about just how far you fall. No one's watching out for you, least of all your clanmates. They're too busy with their own problems, as you soon understand. Just as you probably were in life, so in death, you're all on your own. Even when other people or vampires are physically or emotionally near you, you're still fundamentally alone, because no one can ever know you. Not many will try. You're stuck in your own mind with the whole world passes you by, but at least now you got voices other than your own to keep you company. I don't mind that at all, honestly. I don't mind that at all. Like I said, if you manage to see things that are appearing and disappearing and not quite tied down to the floor, just don't fear them, embrace them. Embrace them and enjoy them, because world's mysteries are best observed and not just run away from. So yeah, if you want to do the test yourself, it is present in the description down below. Tell me what you got. It's actually a pretty well written one. I kinda enjoyed it, which is precisely why I made such a long video trying to share it. Plus, it's nice to have some company and to, you know, talk about things from time to time, especially when you get stuck in the land of never-ending headache, where you can't really do much else, and you're like, boy, do I miss having company. So this is my way of engaging with y'all. So tell me what you got in the comments down below, and kudos to whoever wrote this, because this is fan-made, and it's actually not too bad. And I will see you with like actual important shit sometime later down this week. Toodaloo!